so sorry for the late. We had some really big issues. I think this live went on like so many times, but in a different links. So hopefully you guys are still here. Thank you very much for your patience. So welcome to another edition of Inspire Marketing. I am Chris, and I'm super happy to be here tonight. Inspire is a space that we created. It was created by Marketing Ireland community, and it's just to bring people together, share stories, and then we can learn from each other, and of course, be and feel inspired. So every month, the first Wednesday of the month, we bring a new guest to share their stories, not just about success, but about the real challenges and lessons behind of the scenes. So I'm sure that everyone here, we have a as students, as immigrants, we do have our path, so we do have our challenges. So today, we have a I have a pleasure to welcome someone incredibly special, which is Property. So she's so exciting to be here with us also, and she will be sharing her story, how she navigated her career in marketing here in Ireland, and I'm sure many of us will be related deeply to her journey. So grab your drink, relax, enjoy, and it's safe and friendly spaces. So I have my drink here, I have my coffee. Yes, I know it is night, but I am addicted to coffee, so this is my drink for now, and I'll be sharing some her presentation now and invite Prapti to join us. Mhm. Welcome, Prapti.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
We are so exciting to listen to your story, like your journey here. So thank you very much. So I'll let you now go through your journey, and yes. So I'm gonna
Okay.
hug myself now. See you in a minute.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Prapti. I'm originally from India. My journey in Ireland began in September 2022 as a student of MSc in Digital Marketing Strategy at MTU in Cork. Um, Chris, can we go to the next slide, please? I'll dive straight into what brought me here because that's pretty much the beginning of everything. Uh, Not everything literally, but like my entire journey in Ireland. So, ideally, what brought me here was my need for a better work life balance. Um, Ideally, the Indian market is such where we work really long hours, and the pay for where I was, n- it wasn't very good. So I wanted to do better, monetarily and even say career growth wise. So the easiest way that I knew back then was to get a master's degree, because in my head I had convinced myself this was good for my CV and great for my career progression as well. So back in 2021 I decided that I wanted to pursue something else, and in 2022 I literally made the move. Chris, can we go to the next slides, please? Okay. So starting with my career milestones, I did my bachelor's in 2020. I did it in mass media and communications with advertising honors. And after which I started working I actually started working before that. I started working as a PR intern, then as a community management intern. And then within the next 2, 3 years, slowly I moved up the ladder as a digital marketing specialist, right before I decided to move to Ireland. In 2021, I decided to move. 22, I actually moved here. And 2023, I landed my first full time job in Ireland, before which I actually did two part times in marketing itself, which was, I think, one of the biggest milestones that actually gave me like an entry into understanding the consumer market of Ireland. Uh, and I think that's a huge milestone for me. Uh, can we take the next slide, please? So, starting from the beginning, for me, when I came here, my biggest, I want to say challenge, but my biggest scare rather was to actually manage my part time, my my cultural advancement, and also the fact that I wanted to get good grades, because as an Indian, getting good grade was quite important for me. So yeah, I mean, in the beginning when I came here, I got my first part time as a Delhi assistant. I think within the first month, uh, and I quite jumped at the option of working as a Delhi assistant, because first of all, getting to know the consumer firsthand was important. I didn't have, I did not know much about the Irish consumer. And I think working as a Delhi assistant, communicating with Irish people day in and day out was kind of the beginning of my understanding of Irish people. And it gave me an idea of the way they communicate, the way they interact with each other. Um, I mean, yeah. Uh, Next, my collaborative projects, I think they gave me another insight into the way that. ch- Uh, I'm sorry, just give me a second, please.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Let's just give prepped a moment. But you see, like, as she was sharing with us, just working in a deli was so important to her. This is a kind of thing that is inspiring, and also a learning in this journey, because when we like first come to Ireland, we don't understand their culture. We don't understand the way that they have their behavior, like this kind of thing. So, which is a really important. So, once we have all of those challenges, like as property is showing to us, like this is so good to know, because I think like most of people just come to Ireland, and also the first job is in deli or cleaner, like those kind of things. But this is the way then we can just meet them, so understand a little bit about their culture, the way they think, the way then they have their moments, the way then how like, because for me, like, it is different from my country also, because the way that they behave, like to buy something, is completely different from the way than in my hometown we just behave to buy something. So the wishes are different. So it is very important to work with them and understand their minds, is right. Thanks for sharing. I'm gonna let you.
Okay, sorry about that. Um, yeah, so just talking about that. For me personally, when I got the option of working as a deli assistant, I am a strict vegetarian and it wasn't easy for me. But for me, it was also important to be within the market. You know what I mean? Like being with the Irish people. Now, if I were to do any other job, first of all, I didn't have the options. I didn't have many options, honestly. So when I got the offer of working as a deli assistant, I just asked myself, how will I interact with Irish people if I'm not within them? Why my course was such where most of my classmates were Indian, and so getting that exposure was kind of difficult for me. So I was working 8 hours shift, and I was mm, literally like everyone around me was either Irish or Polish or Lithuanian, and I think I understood Europe on a whole as opposed to just understanding Ireland. And then coming to my collaborative projects, I think the way that the projects were designed, it gave me an idea into understanding the needs of the consumer. And because my class was we had 8 Irish students, and the way that the lecturers had divided our groups was basically that one Irish student has to be there in each group. And I think that was one thing that really helped me adapt, because I could speak to them. My theoretical knowledge and my concept were very clear, but I didn't know what the Irish people wanted, how they wanted things, how they wanted to be communicated to. And I think that one student in each project for each subject kind of really helped me. So that was a huge part of my adaptation. And my first part-time gig in marketing was another special thing that helped me adapt, because it was at a pub chain and I was managing content for 5 different pubs. And I think it was really important because all these 5 clubs were targeting different age groups and different categories of people. And I think working there for about 6 months was one of the finest experiences that I have had, and so many learnings about the way that these people interact on social media also. Moving cities was another thing that I think helped me. So I started with Cork and now I am in Dublin, and I moved 2 more cities in between. And while I was in these different cities, I met so many different people. And even when it came to learning new things, my another job was at Kildare Village. For people who don't know, it's like a luxury shopping center where I came across a lot of rich people to say so, and the way that they thought that the way that they interacted was very different from the people I met in Cork. And it I think I met 3 to 4 different segments of people, 4 different categories of people, and it gave me a very deep understanding into the Irish consumer market. Chris, can we go to the next slide, please? Talking about my turning points, like I said, moving cities was a huge turning point for me, because while Cork had a lot of opportunities, first of all, uh, I didn't want to stay in Cork for too long for personal reasons. Also, I moved to closer to Dublin, not exactly in Dublin. And when I moved here, I think my perspective kind of changed. I can't really put a finger on it, but for some reason, the way the people in Cork are and the way people in Dublin are, they're just very different. And it's not just in terms of the lingo, it's just people are very different. And I think it just gave me an understanding of how I have to change my way of speaking when I'm with people from Cork, from people from say north of the country or the south of the country. And I think it would be pretty much same anywhere we go, but When it comes to the Irish consumers, what I've understood is they're loyalists, and they want to be kind of, they're very inclusive at the same time, but they want what they want, And right, talking about my applying, when it came to me applying for jobs, I think uh, I was very specific. I wasn't really applying to any and every job that came my way. I have had like 3 years of prior experience. I have brand side experience, and I also have agency side experience. So I think I kind of somewhere knew which career path I wanted to take. And so when it came to me applying for jobs, I was very specific as to what I want to do. I only applied for jobs that I had experience in, the industries that I was very sure of. For example, the current job that I am working in is in the automotive industry. And when I gave my interview, I knew what I was talking about because my industry experience, I have worked with Australian companies in the past, and I've also worked with Indian automotive companies in the past. And I think the industry on a whole didn't change so much. So I think it gave me like an upper hand. Uh, because I knew the industry that I was talking about. I knew the concepts I was talking about. I knew the strategy that was going to work for the specific industry. And thanks to my experience in these four different part time jobs that I had done in the last 1 year, that I also knew what the people wanted. Chris, can we go to the next slide, please? Talking about tips and advices, what I have learned in this. So I've been in Ireland for about 2.5 years now. And I think my biggest learnings and something that I want to take with myself ahead as well. One is research is literally my everybody's best friend. Be it the industry that we're talking about, the company's background that we're talking about, or even the knowledge of the concepts that we're talking about, be have knowing what is going on and what the background has been will give you like an upper hand, an edge, and it'll show the other person that, oh, this person actually knows what they're talking about. Being updated with latest tools and algorithms, and I really believe this, being ahead of the curve in today's times where algorithms decide most of the things for us is a tricky boat to kind of be in, but we can always be on the curve. And I think that is something that I live by at this point, is that I sign up to newsletters, I've signed up to pages on LinkedIn, uh, subscribed to kind of web, uh, not 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 really websites, but like I'm sorry, I'm at a loss of the word, but I wanted to say gurus, but it's not really gurus, but people who are working with companies like SEMrush or Google or Meta or LinkedIn, connecting with people like these, it kind of helps you know what's going on. Subscribing to newsletters like HubSpot and SEJ Journal, I think these keep me updated every week. Like I get, and when I have to do something, like I extensively work on social media. I work extensively on Google Ads and Meta Ads, and these platforms change every day. Uh, Little to little, they do. And I think these newsletters and uh, pages help me be updated. And I never have to be like, oh, I didn't know that. Uh, when it comes to advice, I have faced this, not with the current company that I'm in, but after that, when I was looking for better opportunities, I have faced this, that um, communicating my immigration status, I am on stamp 1G. Sorry, I'm on stamp 1 right now, but when I was on stamp 1G, it was very difficult for me to kind of communicate this. And I realized that it was a very sensitive topic, and the way that we communicate this to recruiters or companies is very important. And for ourselves to know what what are the challenges, what are the hurdles, because marketing being in the CSEP list is kind of a gray area, and a lot of people are not aware. I myself wasn't, and I think it that was a challenge. And I think there's still not enough information online, but that's, I think, one thing that we must know about. Uh, and yeah, I mean, there are multiple ways that we can figure it out. With my current company, what worked for me was, um, I didn't tell them I needed a sponsorship because I was my seniors told me do not mention this because it kind of scares them away. But when they asked me about it, I put forward my case and I said that I am eligible to work in Ireland at this point, but I will need it after a year, and they agreed. So I think promptly giving them your situation and telling them that I will or will not need a sponsorship and just being sure of the eligibility and the criteria, I think that's very important. So yeah, that's about me. And if you guys have any questions, that's my LinkedIn actually. If I'd love to connect with you all, so just scan and we'll connect. Thank you, everyone.
That's great. Thank you very much. And just see, let me just stop sharing here for a moment. Thank you very much, Prophet, for your for sharing your story. Like it is so precious and then so inspiring also because so many people then are here in Ireland as an immigrant. They are like I'm sure then they are related to your like your story also, and as we were saying like communicating and like understanding people's mind is so important. So you are like in different cities in Ireland, which is
Yes,
so small and they are so different, right? Like when you think about Dubliners and people from Cork and other cities, they think like differently also, and
that's
which
true.
yeah.
And in fairness, Chris, I think people, as much as, sorry, I I wouldn't say that I've gotten like an understanding of the Irish consumer market on a whole, because I haven't, and I think it's not even fair to say that I have a whole understanding, but I think it's so detailed in the way that Irish people behave, and not just Irish. I think people in Ireland is what I want to say, because this is like a very diverse country, and there's people from all over the world, and especially the industry that I am working in, automotive. Everyone probably needs a car. So when we're marketing to, we're pretty much targeting everyone above the age of 25, and to get an understanding of people from 25 till 65 plus is kind of a very huge audience segment.
Yeah.
So at times I myself get like very fumbled, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I dealing with? But then at the other hand, I'm just like, data has all the answers. So I think,
It
yeah,
is. It is like gold stuff. Also,
it
you
is.
also mentioned one thing that you mentioned that I think also really stood out is how important it is to stay up to date with tools, algorithms. Like hey, be connected with industry
Yeah,
experts, like networking. So here in our community, for example, we are a big networking also, like we just connect with each
yeah,
other, so we just try to be updated with new events that is happening. uh,
yeah,
so in our pro member and Camila also like does loads of so great workshops, that is helping people just to be up to date.
updated. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So things change so fast in digital marketing,
That's so
so
true.
fast.
And when I say about tools, so my work is more dominated towards performance marketing,
Mhm.
and like with Google's AI, the generative AI, SEO is changing dramatically, and then Meta has their own AI and they are changing every day. Like I open Meta ads probably every week and I see, oh, this wasn't there last week. And I just like, oh, what does this do? And it's just constant learning and it's just constantly being on your foot.
Mhm.
Like,
Exactly.
like everything changes like in a snap of a second.
Yeah, exactly. If you are not constantly learning, you fall behind.
Fall
Like
behind.
for
Yeah, that's
sure.
true.
This is so right. Like if
Yeah,
you honestly, this is a gold because knowing your tools is so important, but
that's
knowing
true.
how to update it affects your campaigns, your
Yeah,
daily, like your reach, your performance, or
yeah,
whatever. That's a game changer.
that's true.
So
Yeah.
like I came from like the old advertising, which wasn't like a digital 100%. So I love the magazines, like TVs and stuff, but everything has changed so
Oh,
fast and I've
yeah.
been learning so much. And HubSpot, oh my God, I know
Oh,
like people love that, but like I love the automation
yeah,
and everything that is happening behind the scenes and like
true.
things then we can get with that. But like, hey, how to do those things? So you need to be constantly like learning.
Learning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Otherwise, we just fall behind of everything.
yeah. And I think they're really nice the way that that the Meta's ecosystem on its own, that it works, right? Like I have signed up for Meta for Business on Instagram and Meta Business, and I keep getting notifications from Meta for Business, and they keep telling me that, oh, we have this new. So it's kind of, even though it's not one specific industry expert, but Meta on its own is an industry expert, and when they come and tell us that, oh, we have this new feature, little things like being a beta tester for these platforms. Like I have enrolled to be a beta tester for Google products through my work profile, for Instagram, for Facebook, and even for LinkedIn. That And as marketers, I think it's really important for us to be updated with these tools. And if we're in the beta program, when we open our own Instagram and we see, oh, that this wasn't there and it's new, it we can test on ourselves before we can test it on clients. And that's something that I believe, because, well, I can't run ads on myself. That's a different thing. But when it comes to content creation and management of community, I think it's a little thing. Like I could manage a group of my friends, and although I know them very, very well, but it's still like a community. Even if it's like 20, 25 people, it's still a community. And so
Mhm.
if I know that, oh, WhatsApp has this new update and I test that with my inner group, I have no fear of judgment. But I also know when I'm talking to my clients, I know that, oh, this is tried and tested by myself. So I know that this is going to work.
Yeah, that's so true. You've you also touched a point, a topic actually that is very real for many of us in international communities, community in Ireland here and immigrants, how to communicate your immigration or visa status when applying for jobs is
Yeah.
so crucial, and that's something that can um, really
Make or
affect.
break the deal for a lot of us. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, so that's
Yeah.
something that can really affect or
That's true.
like confidence or even the outcomes of an application.
Oh,
And in all
absolutely.
the places they don't really know how to do it. I mean, like companies, they don't know, they think that this is so complicated and to
That's actually true.
yeah.
That's so true. So when I joined the current company, right? I think after 6 months or a year. So when I joined my company, I was actually told by my friends and even my seniors that do not mention your need for sponsorship just yet. Join the company, prove yourself first, and then do it. I know that this approach might not work for everyone because they don't get the opportunity to actually join the workforce, right? But things like having it on your LinkedIn, say that I am eligible to work, or say that I have stamp 1G. Recruiters know that that people with 1G are eligible to work in Ireland. Have it on the CV that I am eligible to work in Ireland and I'm looking for opportunities.
Mhm.
Having Putting up posts on LinkedIn saying that, Of course, not very explicitly that, oh, I am eligible to work in Ireland, because it comes off a little as desperate, but just different ways of finding it, just putting it out there that, oh, I'm eligible to work. And the best way to do this is, I think, through recruitment agencies. Like, there are Prosperity, the CPL, and I think when we connect with recruiters from these agencies, we
Mhm.
can actually talk to them one on one, and so we can explain our situation to them,
Mhm.
and then it's up to them to scout the perfect jobs.
Yeah.
So, because then it's a win-win, because of course it's their business, that they want to they want to they want their candidates to be hired,
Mhm.
and we want to get hired, of course. So it's kind of like a win-win. And I think uh, reaching out to these recruiters is very important. Again, not the ones that are on senior level. They wouldn't have the time to jump on a call with you. Just maybe executives or associates who are at, say, mid-level, or a junior level,
Mhm.
and they have the time and the capacity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. Um, just gonna ask if someone has any question, just please pop in the chat, and then I'm gonna read. So just prepare your questions. I'm just gonna ask you, like, how did you approach it? You know, like, for your visa. So did you start working before, or like did you say that to them, like, hey,
Okay.
for the interview?
So, like I said, that I was very strongly advised against mentioning anything about sponsorship. I really took a mental note, and I kept quiet. I did not mention my sponsorship requirement just yet. When I had a word with my current manager, and I told him that I was eligible to work in Ireland, and so he didn't care. But when in my last round of interview with the managing director, he asked me, actually, that and it's I'd say I got a bit lucky in this situation, because the person before me, so there were three people lined up for the interview. There was one before me, there was one after me. And I know that because I saw one person down when I was coming in, and I saw another person when I was leaving. So I know that there were three of us for sure. And my MD just pointed it out, that the person before you, he just said that we interviewed one more person, and he asked for sponsorship. So are you going to need one? And so I told them that I wouldn't need it this year. I
Mhm.
have my post study visa, so I am eligible to work in Ireland. But once that expires, I will need it. And I think I tried to play a bit smart here. Well, I just said that when this expires, I did not say that this will expire in 2 years. I
Mhm.
just said that when this expires. And I think after 8 months, when I approached this conversation with them again, they were willing to give me the sponsorship. There was no negotiation, no argument, no discussion, nothing, because they had committed to it early on. Be it a year, be it 2 years, they were kind of prepared to give me the sponsorship. Of course, provided that I had done the work that they needed me to do.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that's great. I love
yeah,
that we can bring this topic into the, like, in the open, because so many
yeah,
people feel alone. I think, like, in this, and having this honest conversation makes such a difference, like, in
yeah,
everything. And it is a thing,
yeah,
like, when I was applying also, I was like, oh, should I have to say that now?
yeah,
So do they understand? And sometimes, like, do they understand this
yeah.
really well, because some
That's
places
true.
that I just told, like, oh, I need a visa sponsor, and they were like,
Yeah.
oh,
And in
close the
fairness,
door in my face.
it's so tragic, because I have actually had discussions with companies who, so I've had discussions with construction companies, who I know are eligible to provide sponsorships. And for companies like this, marketing is a critical skill, because we're in digital marketing and it has so much to do with analytics. um, Big companies have their ways around uh, giving sponsorships. So it's just a matter of, are you the perfect candidate?
Mm,
Because if in the first conversation they don't know that you are a good fit, Of course, sponsorship is a big reason to turn us down. And I have faced that. I know people firsthand who've had exceptional experience and have faced that. But it's just, and I think I did have one point about etiquettes and communicating clearly. Uh, that's one thing that actually my manager told me later on after I joined. And he told me that I consider phone etiquettes. And for me, I didn't even consider that. I mean, I didn't even think that someone considers that because I have never taken an interview before in my life, just the first level. So I never thought of it that way. And he told me that your phone etiquette is very polite, and I think that, and he told me that that's the reason that you were shortlisted for the second round too. Of course, my CV had highlighted automotive experience. Like I said, I was only applying to industries that I had prior experience of, and I was highlighting that in my CV. This caught his eyes, and then he called me, and he did tell me later on when I joined that your phone etiquette and that one highlight did the job. I was okay. And I think that's one thing which is very nice because people here, I've noticed one thing that they're very open to communicating.
Yeah, it's so
And
true.
it's easier to actually convey ideas to them, but there just has to be a lot of clarity up here. We
Yeah,
should know, and that only comes from research and just knowing the facts, I think.
yeah, that's so true. So we do have a question for you here. So Tarjering, hey Tarjering, she said fantastic property. That's truly inspiring. It is, and she
Thank you.
does have a question here. Let's see if I can pop it here. Yeah, I think so. Can you all see her question? So she is asking Prapti, how did you enroll yourself for beta testing on Meta and Google? And did your company help to you to enroll, or can we do that ourselves by email by just using our work email?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I enrolled it myself. The company they didn't have to do anything. It's a very simple process. I will actually send the steps because I did this months ago and I don't remember the step by step. This it's very easy. It's literally just 3 steps. I think it's through Google Skillshop or but I will probably maybe if I send it in the group, would that help?
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think there's one link, and then you just have to kind of go there, and it's open for you. You just have to sign up and just say that I'm interested. And then if they ask you what softwares or what platforms you're interested in, and you just select that, and then you're in. That's it. So it's very simple, and yeah, it's very quick.
that's really great. Thank you very much. So, any other questions? Just
Sorry, I just answered for Google. For Meta, you can do it through your phone, like on your on your Play Store or App Store. You could just go to, say, Instagram and just, if you scroll down, there's an option of become a beta tester. So just say, I'm interested, give your email. And this has to, I think, be from your personal email ID, whichever your Instagram is connected from. So, yeah.
that's great. Yeah, I think. Uh, yeah. So she said, "Oh, nice, thanks." So yeah, I think you answered her question. So property. Thank you so much for your openness and honesty. Your story is inspiring and
Thank you, Chris.
definitely connect with a lot of us. So thank you very much.
I'm sorry, Chris. I think there's one more question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Honestly, my current job was from Indeed, but I did reach out to my manager on LinkedIn. So
Oh yeah.
if that helps, I mean, I always use a mix of platforms. Apply on Indeed, find the person on LinkedIn, reach out to them. It just shows that you're genuinely interested in it and you're not just bulk applying. And it really helps. When they know that you're fully in, they want to talk to you.
Mm, really good. Yeah.
I
That's
haven't used, honestly, I haven't used any other platforms. LinkedIn has been my best friend. And it really, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't even think I know other job platforms. So sorry.
yeah, I think LinkedIn indeed they are the strongest ones for you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. But
yeah,
but yeah, I think mix of both is the best way to do. Like apply on LinkedIn. Even if you're applying on LinkedIn, just find the person, HR or say a senior manager, and just tell them that, hey, I'm interested in this role and I have so and so experience, and I think I'd be a great fit. I'd love to chat.
hmm. So, it also asks you follow up. How would you suggest reaching out the
Yeah.
hiring manager, like Roth guideline?
Oh, so a lot of times they don't show the hiring manager. So the best way to approach that kind of jobs is to go to companies' LinkedIn page, go to the people section, find. So if you're applying for a marketing role, then find the marketing manager. If you're applying for like a digital marketing specialist role, find a digital marketing manager, head of digital, or even the HR if you can, and just reach out to them and say that I have so and so years of experience, or I have done so and so in the past, and sorry,
Yeah, if they don't have any job opened, like on LinkedIn, sometimes they do have this job behind the scenes. So I also got so many good answers with good hiring managers, just reaching out them, like
yeah,
just be
and
bold,
and I think
like just
personal,
go there and say, hey, hello, like, hey, this is my name,
yeah,
I have this experience, so I am open to talk to, like just
yeah, and I think it really works. And I mean, not my example, but I have a friend who's gotten 6 job offers through reaching out to people on LinkedIn.
that's
Just
lovely. Yeah,
just like he found the top companies and he reached out to managers, uh, and it worked.
this
it's
is
it's kind of surprising how things just turn out in our favor. It's just in on us to constantly keep trying. So reach out to people, and just, I did that mistake. I didn't do a lot of in-person networking, and I think when I wanted to switch, it kind of, when in my first job, in the current job, reaching out to my manager gave me an upper hand. Not kind of not networking so much is giving me a lower hand now. And I think I just wanted to say that network as much as you can.
yeah,
That's literally the way to go forward.
yeah, this is a really good tip, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we are good for all of the questions. So, yeah, so I want to thank you again for being here with us tonight.
Thank you
Really
for having me,
enjoyed.
Chris.
Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
time, like just to share your story with us. So, really nice. Thank you. So I'm
Thank you.
gonna hide you right now, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna be really quick. Also,
Okay.
don't
Bye.
forget just to reach out to her on her LinkedIn. So I'm just gonna share here again, and then you guys can just scan and here we go. Technology today doesn't want to help us. Gosh, cannot share. Here we go. So guys, you can connect with Prapti here. And thank you, Prapti. So
Thank
guys,
you,
now I'm
Chris.
gonna be very quickly. So I'm just gonna go through some few information about the community, next events, and some celebration. I'll promise I'll be very quickly on that because I am conscious. Here we go. So we have our next events. So we do have it too. So Google Ads in action, real campaign analytics, mistakes, learnings, and growth. So this is gonna be a really good section. So those sections usually are like you just work on it, it's not just theory, or like you just learn a lot. And in the 26th of June, we have which marketing role is right for you? Marketing Career Connect. Um, I just come across like loads of people, then they just say, I want to be a marketeer. I want to work with that, but they don't really know which marketing role is the right fit. I just used to say that marketing is kind of like doctor. You have so many branches, so you don't have like only one doctor. You have a cardiologist, dermatologist. So they are completely different. So there's gonna be a really, really good event to be part of. So just sign up. Also, we do have a pro members. What is the difference about pro members? If you can just sign up and become a pro member. So we'll be have a guided by marketing leader by lead by Camila. So she's our founder. So she's also a leader experience with 10 plus years of digital marketing experience. She is brilliant. I had to say that because I also work with her daily basis. So she is just a brilliant mind. Brilliant mind. So we'll have a learning what matters fast. So have a like a little bit more workshops. We also have workshops and events which is for free from all members, but the pro members you just pay a fee, like a coffee to be part of, and then you can have a little bit more guide from her. And now we're gonna go for our recognitions and achievements. So we have Julia. So she is amazing. She's also part of Inspire Marketing. So she helps us just organizing things, like I just put all of this presentation together, trying to find new guests, inspiring guests for you guys. And also she completed the Creating Marketing Strategy for Small Business course from the Marketing Ireland community, which is part of our pro members. So congratulations, Ilya. We have some Somesh. So he completed 1 month working as a digital marketing executive at Laura Lean. So congratulations, Somesh. And we have Miren. So she was a co-organizing of a Techstars startup Weekend Women Dublin, empowering women in entrepreneurship. Oh my God, this word just twist tongue right now. So also her portrait originally featured in March project celebrating women 40 plus was recently part of the Memories of Dublin City exhibition held from 24th of May till last weekend, the 2nd of June. So it was amazing. Congratulations. Her photos are completely gorgeous. Hadika recently landed a job offer searching for 10 months. It's a social media manager and client manager role at digital media agency called Good as Goat. Congratulations. And Kiara, so after completing her master's in digital marketing and a year of job hunting, she finally landed her first role in PCI College as a marketing executive. Well deserved. Congratulations. And Andrea. So she graduated from Trinity College Dublin with a postgrad in creative and culture entrepreneurship and is now the permanent social media officer from Trinity main channel. Celebrated 100 followers on Instagram. So this is a big achievement and so good. So she also co-organized the first Brazilian Day at Trinity a milestone that helped her build connections and visibility within the universities. Congratulations, Andrea! And that's all, folks. So I want to thank you all for being here with us. Thank you very much. And remember, you are not alone in your journey. We are building this community together. So see you next month for another story, another journey, and more inspiration. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Bye.